Hey guys, Shirtless Curtis here. Just wanted to let you know that YouTube has been on a blockathon again, blocking our videos. So if you enjoy the anime reactions, the reactions to the TV shows, cartoons, all that stuff, please just check out the Goosh, our Patreon. Got tons and tons of full reactions over there, and we really have a good time. If you got a second, check it out for me. Okay, guys, we're gonna watch some wrestling videos, and yes, I'm shirtless because I'm getting into the whole wrestling mode. If I'm gonna watch wrestling videos, I'm gonna live that life again. It's gonna be like I might just start cutting a random promo or something during this. I really started to get back into wrestling. I didn't watch it for quite a while after I officially retired, and in hindsight, I've come to know why. It's just because it was tough to watch because I missed it that much. Still miss it, but I've gone back to watching it, and I thought it'd be fun to do some reactions here. I'll be gimmicking up for these if we continue doing these. I don't have any right now. I'm going to go out and buy some of my athletic tape up my wrists. I might put on elbow pads. No telling what I might. I might gig in the middle. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, I wonder how YouTube would react to that if I cut my forehead open during a reaction video. I don't know. Let's find out. But this is 8 wrestlers who intentionally hurt their opponents from tap out corner. This is interesting to me too, because I mean, shit happens in the ring all the time. Sometimes somebody gets hurt because of a shoot. Sometimes somebody gets hurt because that's the way they set up the match. I've done that.
People sometimes ask,
matches
what
where I knew I was
happens if
going
a
to get hurt.
wrestler decides they don't want to lose a match? Well, 2 no-name wrestlers named the Avalanche and Mike Blackwell decided to do just that, and here's what happened. Avalanche and Blackwell were put in a tag team match against Sid.
I'm not familiar with this one. I thought I'd know most of these stories.
Vicious and Dan Spivey, the Skyscrapers. The purpose of the
I remember
match
them.
was to make Sid and Spivey look
Danny
strong.
Spivey.
But, as the story goes, the match took place in Mike Blackwell's hometown, and his friends and family and girlfriend were there.
Wait a second. They decided that they were going to shoot on Spivey and Sid? I've met Sid. Oh, that's probably going to work out well for you.
Blackwell wanted to impress them, so he decided to not sell any of the Skyscrapers' moves. This was a big mistake. Sid Vicious and Dan Spivey decided to end the match quickly and then began actually beating Mike Blackwell up for real.
That's what happens.
The story, Vicious and Spivey kept the beating going in the locker room. Not too surprising, but Mike Blackwell and Avalanche weren't seen much after this match. In the case of Blackwell, you could argue that he deserved what he got, but this next wrestler was...
What did you think was going to happen? Those 2 monsters, and you decided to no-sell him? Yeah, he got everything he deserved. Fuck him. I was in front of my hometown crowd. I'm gonna no-sell Psycho Sid. Good call, bro. You probably got a plate in your head after that beat.
Completely innocent. In October 2008, Michelle McCool took on Beth Phoenix in their first one-on-one encounter. To end the match, Beth hit her finisher, the Glam Slam, but did not unhook Michelle's arms. Phoenix had done this move plenty of times before and knew she had to release her opponent's arms so they wouldn't get hurt.
Right.
Because Beth did this, Michelle's head was slammed onto the mat and she suffered a concussion. Phoenix has never said why she intentionally
That was a fucking nasty head snap.
hurt Michelle McCool, and McCool herself still doesn't know why Beth did it. This match...
What the hell was that? I never knew about that one either. Beth Phoenix always seemed like a real pro. And that's a chicken shit way to go about it. If that was a receipt, yeah, get somebody put all their trust in you and then just not release instead of face to face. This was intentionally hurt because I already know what's going to happen. Braun deserved it. Braun was too hyped up. Well, as Brock says, going too fast, told him slow the fuck down. And he stiffed him, so Brock punched him in the face as he should.
Fight. Big E and Titus O'Neil's match on SmackDown in 2014 quickly turned into a... And McCool herself still doesn't know.
Wait a second, are we going to talk about Brock here?
This match basically turned into a real fight.
Oh, okay.
Big E and Titus O'Neil's match on SmackDown in 2014 went downhill when Titus botched a clothesline out of the ring. O'Neil got frustrated and started hitting Big E for real, and Titus's disregard for his opponent caused E to land on his head. Big E then decided to get even by smashing Titus O'Neil in the face and then slamming him into the barricade. While Big E did get roughed up by Titus O'Neil's attacks, his life wasn't in any danger. This next
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure about that one. Were they angry or were they just working stiff? I mean, it was a botch not going over the top rope, but that, I don't know, Kind of looked like some snug work to me.
Could have been paralyzed because of what happened. In 2001, Perry Saturn was wrestling a match against a man named Mike Bell.
Damn, Mike Ding Dong Bell. I know Mike Bell. He used to, knew Mike Bell. He used to work with us in the Indies, and I know this story.
About 9 years earlier, and
Perry Saturn
Blackwell was used every so often to make other
tough guy
look good. This match with Perry Saturn, though, took a very unfortunate turn. Bell went to give Saturn a hip toss, but botched the move, and Perry nearly landed on his head. Perry Saturn became irate and started attacking Mike Bell for real. The scariest part, though, was when Saturn threw Mike Bell out of the ring,
onto his head.
Doing so caused Bell to land on his head and neck. Then, Perry Saturn rammed his opponent hard into the steel steps. Saturn eventually calmed down, and they got the match back on track. Mike Bell was at a serious risk of getting paralyzed, and had that happened, Perry Saturn probably would have lost his job, and WWE could have been sued. With this next...
The thing of it is, I think, didn't Mike Bell get punished with that stupid mop gimmick because of that? Was that, I don't remember. I don't know if I'm remembering that right.
Someone did lose their job. Also in 2001, Rikishi was competing in a 6-man tag team match for WWE's development company at the time, Heartland Wrestling Association.
Don't know this one.
One of Rikishi's opponents was a former NFL football player named Russ McCullough. Russ was inexperienced, and because of this, he ended up hurting one of the wrestlers in the match. Rikishi gave Russ a wake-up call by kicking the former football player in the head and would later sit on McCullough's chest, but that wasn't the worst. Russ eventually grabbed Rikishi and held him so that his tag team partner, Haku, could land an easy kick. However, Russ let go of Rikishi too late, and Rikishi ended up getting kicked in the face, although Russ still acted like he had been hit. Rikishi snapped and grabbed a chair from the crowd and began whacking McCullough as hard as he could. Russ would leave without finishing the match and was fired not long after. Rikishi isn't the only wrestler who has used a chair to get even with someone.
Those are some stiff shots right there. I like it. Listen, if you're a fuck up, you get what fuck ups get.
Survivor Series in 2004, Maven was part of Team Orton, who was facing Team Triple H. Before the match, Maven was attacked by one of his opponents, Snitsky. This resulted in Maven not being able to compete in the Elimination Tag Team match. However, later on, Maven came out and tagged in. He targeted Snitsky, but accidentally nailed him with an elbow that created a nasty cut near Snitsky's eye. While that wasn't intentional, what Snitsky did next was... In March 1989,
that's a legit chair shot. I don't know. I think they're making something out of nothing with some of that. Back in the days when we could hit in the head with chairs, I know, which is why I can't remember anything. That looks like a very legit chair shot. That is a 100% safe chair shot. He hit him with the seat with the legs securely secured in his hands. Oh, come on.
In March 1989, JBL and Ron Simmons, the APA, were sent to
you can see that Maven fed him his head
against the Public Enemy, Johnny Grunge and
Rock. Oh, I know this one.
Going into the match,
Public Enemy deserved this.
Until right before they're supposed to make their entrances.
These two guys are
According
badasses.
to JBL, Public Enemy told the APA they didn't want to go through a table,
they didn't want it,
which is how the match was.
I heard about this one.
JBL and Simmons.
Ron Simmons is a real legit badass.
Rock a lesson. The match started as soon as both teams were in the ring, but instead of a tag team
JBL's
match,
tough enough. I don't think he's not as tough as he thinks he is. But
JBL and Ron Simmons
is.
Johnny Grunge and Rocco Rock with weapons and didn't let their opponents get any offense in. APA didn't hold anything back and made sure Grunge and Rock were hurting after the match was over. In case you're wondering, yes, the Public Enemy did end up going through a table. You would think a wrestler would be...
Yeah, that one, I the little bit I know about Public Enemy and everything, I don't have any empathy for them.
Forgiving to someone who didn't understand the business, but that's not the case. In October 2006, Steve-O and Chris Pontius from Jackass appeared on Raw to promote their new movie. Umaga came out and beat up the two celebrities, and everything went as planned. However, Steve-O didn't realize they needed to play dead after Umaga hit him with a frog splash. Umaga became frustrated and landed a real elbow on Steve-O that actually caused him to black out. Thankfully, it didn't cause any long-term injuries, and Steve-O was a good sport about it. All these moments you've seen.
That's the problem too, though. When you bring in guys with zero experience, I don't care if they're, if they're used to doing Jackass type shit or not. That's the wrestler's world, and things are done a certain way. Otherwise, it's seen as
real, and
disrespectful.
So are all the injuries in this video. See them for yourself by hitting the icon on screen.
That was good. I think that was well put together. I enjoyed it. I think sometimes, and again, I don't know the backstories on all of these. I don't know if this guy does or if he's making assumptions. But for instance, like the chair shot there, that was as clean a chair shot as you'll ever land. He put it right in the right place on his head. You could see Maven fed him his head. Took care. That looked like as much care as you can take of somebody with a chair. So some of them, yeah, people got beat downs. Others, I think it was part of a match or just people working snug. Whatever. It's wrestling, and I love it.